For all my financial struggles, I can't even begin to tally the amount of money I have been gifted with. Thousands of dollars, actually, if I'm honest, have been given to me over the last 10 years. My survival at times was at the expense of others. Anonymous and intentional monetary gifts over and over again. Not only money was given, but services were provided. Discount Tire once reduced a full set of $400 tires down to $247 because they asked me, how much money do you have? They did not want me driving unsafely. I said I had 200 and I think it was 265, and they brought it down to $247. Tell me that's not great. Okay? Last week, I know my God has got the greatest sense of humor because he's like, Vicki, I'm going to give you one more story. I'm going to have you share one more testimony because if you don't believe it, last week my brakes went out. Like almost started on fire, like I was grinding through the rotors, the pump or whatever, something went out. $800 out of my pocket for this repair. And you're all looking at me going, where's the grace of that? At the time I didn't know because that $800 was money that I needed for bills. But I had just been paid and it was there. And I had to use it. I have to have a car. So I gave them every last dollar I had. They kept the car for a couple of hours and then they called me and they said, Vicki, we're so sorry, but there's an additional repair. Your, I forget what it's called, master cylinder went out. And just the master cylinder part made me have a heart attack. I thought, oh my gosh. And that's an additional $330. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and cover that for you. The bad news is your car won't be ready till tomorrow. And I said, stop right there, back up. What did you just say? He said, we're going to go ahead and cover that for you. What? That is Firestone working because God told them I didn't have a dollar more. $330. Where else does that happen? That's God, okay? That is grace. For the home I lost and the times thereafter that I was near homelessness, God always stepped in and provided me shelter. I was never without a home. He also placed in my life a couple who I met through church, the Pulaskis, who still to this day allow me to stay in their beautiful condo in Plainfield. Thank you, Mike Nuxall, for introducing us, at a very reasonable price. That's grace. I don't deserve that. For all the abortions and the hysterectomy, my ability to have children has been removed. Yet my life is full of children who I love. I have a niece, 5 nephews, 2 great-nephews, a great-niece, all back home in Michigan, and a great-niece in Italy on her way. I also have several families here who have children that I adore. In particular, the Pellegrinis, I mentioned earlier. I've known them for 10 years. They came into my life with one child who was a toddler, and blessed when 2 more came into this world. And I've watched all 3 of them grow up as if they were my own. They are the loves of my life. When I walk in the door to visit them, and I hear the pitter-patter of 2- and 4-year-old toddler feet running through the kitchen, and Vicki's here! Mom, and Vicki's here! And Mom's standing right there! I know, I see them! That is the greatest joy for me. And that's probably the closest I will ever become to being a mom. Tell me that's not grace. For all the times I was in a job that I didn't like, or I worked with people who were difficult, or all the times that I was unemployed, God blessed me in a whole new career, an amazing, entirely different direction for my life. A company that my friend of 16 years, Brandy Howard, introduced me to, who also, by the way, hung in there with me, and she was here, I would tell her so, all through my early Chicago years. This company has incredible opportunities, great benefits, and long-term stability. Something I would never have chosen for myself, but God knows better. And He blessed my dear friend Rosie, who gets to work with me side by side. Woo! Come on, now that's great. And sorry, Keith, but I got to throw this in there. You can call me an award winner. Last week I was, thank you so much. I was nominated after 8 months for a leadership award, which most people probably would have taken as no big deal. But for me, I worked really hard for that. And I deserved it. And that is great. And speaking of Rosie, she's part of an amazing network of friends in my life today. I am surrounded by my friends from all areas of my life. I have my Meyer friends, my Mary Kay friends, my church friends, my work friends. I even have a childhood friend, Patty, who couldn't be here today, in Michigan, who has hung in there for over 45 years. She never let years go by without contact. She stalked my family at points to get contact with me because I was underground and I was hard to find. But she never lost track of me and always found me in the end. And I'm rich in relationships that you can't help but acknowledge. That is grace. And lastly, family. We certainly have some dysfunctions, but I love them so. We've been through some difficult times, but grace allows us to mend and try again. And at the passing of my dad 2 years ago, I was able to honor him for his work here on earth, in spite of what he lacked as a father growing up. His purpose was fulfilled, and who am I to doubt what God has planned for us? He is now in heaven, where I also, by grace, have received salvation and will be one day as well. So my friends, I stood here to share my story and give you living proof that grace wins every time. I am living proof. And as Matthew West will tell you in one of my favorite songs, so are you. So each one of you has in your packet the words to Grace Wins. Nick is going to put it on. Is it going to be on the screen, Nick? Or, yep, perfect. This song, you guys, inspired me to write this because it talks about, I don't care who you are, where you're at in life, grace wins every time. All right, Nick. Woo! If I start to sing in the microphone.